Week 21 and 22, I feel like a lot's happened in the last 2 weeks. Kind of breaking out of my regular routine that I've had here. And things have just kind of had a strange way of working out. I got 2 new fish last week. The tetras. They're kind of like friends. Like one hides a lot and one swims, but when they both come out, they play together and swim right by each other. So it was a good addition to the tank. But I started thinking I have a little too many fish in there. So I was kind of looking around for something else to put some plecos in, and I ended up finding this at a thrift store, and it was a really, really good deal. And I started looking through it, and I can't make sense of it because there's like 2 filters that are completely different, but they're both brand new. Almost everything in there is like brand new in the package, but there's multiple of the same things. Like there's like 4 different LED lights that are for an aquarium. There's multiple testing things and brand new plants, but it'll help. I went back to the gym with some guys from work, but I realized I'm just gonna make a little gym in my basement and put some weights down there. I heard about this greenhouse on the outskirts of town called Rod's Greenhouse. So he's closed down for the season, but he had a few succulents for sale. So I went and met him, and I got a roadkill cactus. They're kind of like the prickly pear, but you can't tell from this. They're like really flat, and that's why they call them roadkill. But I gave it a little amputation and propagated another one. Well, I'm in the process of that, so it takes a while. Well, since the greenhouse was closed, they didn't have a lot of plants I was looking for, so I started trying to like propagate the cactuses that I did have and make a couple more. And then another thing that just kind of worked out, someone gifted me a whole bunch of plants. So I had all these really nice plants that I had to find spots for, and I got them all at once for free. So I started looking in my windowsills, and that's the first plant that I ever bought before I even actually moved in this house. I bought a succulent from a hardware store, and this orchid has been pretty much blooming the entire time, like longer than it says on the internet that orchids bloom for. A lot of the new plants ended up on this shelf in the window. It's kind of like trying something out to have a couple spots. That's the angel wing polka dot begonia. It's just a cutting, so I don't know if it's gonna survive, but I'm trying. The mother plant looks really good, so I want it to survive. I put my bamboo in soil. Got a aloe starting out there in a clay pot. That's the jade plant that I really like. I've had a lot of problems growing jade, so I found out what I was doing wrong is you need to trim the branches, anyone facing downwards. You got to trim them off or it'll pull your main one down. And that was never die. Challenge accepted. Some of these take a while to propagate, so I figured why not start now, and I got them under the LED light. And these ones ended up in the living room, the wandering plant and the roadkill cactus. Right after I fill up my bird feeders, I always get like a ton of different birds and a lot of activity right after, so I always watch for the first maybe like half an hour after I fill it up. There you can see there's a ton. There's a lot of them wait in the pine tree and then just fly over to the bird feeder. Like there's a lot of birds always in that tree there. And then all of a sudden, boom! Those birds were gone, and feels like winter hit. Got a decent snowfall. I shoveled, and these woodpeckers are still coming around though, even in the snow. They really like those bars. There was actually a little baby one. I got a few different art projects on the go. I'm still chipping away at making the body of this zombie, and it's in the works. I got a couple test prints made of the swamp painting, and I'm happy with those. Those are 8x10s, nothing's cut off, so I'm going to get a couple bigger ones made. I'll explain this one when I'm done, but I'm finishing this collage of comic art propaganda, and then I'm going to start some pencil drawings, go back to that, and get away from the digital stuff for a little bit. Plecos eat driftwood, and for some reason before this one sank, it was like floating in the middle of the tank, and the plecos were still on it. It was kind of funny. It's the first time that's happened. As I'm making this video, I'm starting another little tank to separate some of these plecos out of there, keep the water a little cleaner. There's a rare glimpse of the snail that I only see like once a week, never know where it is. That's all for these weeks. I spent most of it propagating those plants and finding spots for them, and then after that I had to do some stuff to kind of get the place ready for winter. I still gotta put the fireplace away and put that in the shed, get a couple things cleaned up out of the yard, but I'm almost ready. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I think I'm gonna try editing these videos a bit different too, so might be a little bit of a different format next week. We'll see what I can get into. It's been kind of hard with the shift I work, but I quit drinking energy drinks this week too.